Hello again, it's the Prepared Household, and we've got 7 jars of chickens. We killed 6 roosters, and we've got 7 jars of chicken. Now we do have some other items over here. We've got the rest of our chicken wings, and
the liver, kidneys, the gizzard, backs,
and that's the back and
necks.
neck.
They're going to go to become our chicken broth.
And he's going through and cleaning up all the organ meats to cook as well. But other than all that, we are getting ready to can the chicken. I've got my lids simmering in the back. I've got the pressure canner warming up. I've already wiped all the lids to clean them up and check them, make sure that nothing's on them, and they'll be a good seal. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this is quart jars, so we will be using a teaspoon of canning salt. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to all the jars. And I've got a half teaspoon measurer, so it takes 2. Just put 2 in each one. 1 teaspoon. And these are newly killed chickens, so you do them just like you would store-bought. This is the same way you'd can it if you had purchased it from the store. Now the salt is optional. It really isn't for anything more than taste. It doesn't do anything for the preservation, so that's what you just do for taste, and it really makes it taste wonderful. I'm going to turn the canner on up so it'll be getting hot for us, and I'm going to attach my lids. They're not all that hot. They've already done their boiling. And I had it on low. I boiled them and then put them on low.
And you don't want the jar lids to boil because of the rubber gasket. That's what you get hot is off.
Yeah, you don't want the lids to boil. I had them up to boiling and then turned them down to low, so they're not extremely hot. And now, according to the extension office, you hold your finger on the lid as you place, and this is hard to do one-handed, but this keeps the lid from moving. And it's ready to go in the canner. Isn't that pretty? So we did the same thing with all of them. Just hand tighten. Pretty chicken breast. They say that keeps the lids from moving. So, okay. Now, according to the canning instructions in the Ball Blue Book, it says to do this with meat with bones, to can them for an hour and 15 minutes in the quart-size jars. But for our altitude, we went to the extension office and got books on that. And for the altitude here where we are, we need to do it for an hour and 30 minutes. So
at 15 pounds.
At 15 pounds. So I think it's 11 pounds, but we have the weighted, so we do it at 15. Anyway, what I was going to say is be sure to check with your extension office in your area so that you'll do the proper thing for your meats. But for our area, we're going to be doing these for an hour and a half. And we're going to be doing them with a weighted 15 pounds. And so the first thing you do is we're letting it heat up. Go ahead and place the lid on it. And this is hard to do one-handed, but in ours you line these two arrows up. There's an arrow there and there's an arrow here. And then you push that together, and this is on all the way around. It's got a safety valve over here. We'll turn that toward the front. There's also a little safety valve here. So if there's a problem, those will pop off. So, you know, pressure canners are better than they used to be. So they're easier to use than what Grandma had. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to let this start heating up, and then it will vent. And once steam starts coming out of there for 15 minutes, or for 10 minutes, we'll time it. And once it's done that for 10 minutes, then we will add the weighted measure to the top. And it will begin to build up pressure, and it will start to jiggle. And at that jiggling point is where we start timing the pressure canning process. And if it gets to jiggling too fast, we will turn it down to where it is a constant, but not, you know, like it's going to fly off. So, and as that pressure starts to build after a venting process, once we put this on, as the pressure starts to build, this little thing will come up. And it will stay up. And it continues to stay up through the whole process. And then at the end of the canning, we may do another YouTube video to show this, but at the end of the canning, when your hour and a half is up, you turn the stove off and let it sit and come down on its own. You don't jiggle this to let steam off. You don't push down on this to let the steam off. You have to let it come down, or it will suck all the air, or suck all the water and the juices out of your jars. So, and then once this pops down, you will let it rest for 5 minutes before you open it up, because there's also still some pressure things going on inside the jars, and they need to rest before you open it up. And then you can take them out and set them on the counter and wait 24 hours, and then you can eat them at any time after that. Matter of fact, I've popped open a few immediately after and ate, but for storage purposes, you let them sit for 24 hours. So just give you an update, here's our backs that I've been cooking. Look at that beautiful golden broth there. Oh, doesn't that look yummy? But we're going to can that broth, and we're going to pick all the meat off this. May even make chicken and dumplings for dinner today. But after I do that, I'm going to grind these bones up in my blender, and I'm going to give them to the dogs. Now that's just a personal thing that we do. Helps, you know, feed the dogs. Cuts down on our food bill. But, you know, you can do what you want to do. So we may do another video to show you about the end process.